Hey everyone, this is Barry and I'm going to do a little unusual walk today. This is through Greenlawn Cemetery, and so just sit back, relax, and let's go take a walk. I like to take these walks through Greenlawn because there's so many interesting stones in this cemetery. I just like to see all the things. This is the 8th of November 2020, and I am in shorts, and this is fantastic weather to go walking. I'm going to come up here and just look at some of these stones right here, these angels. I don't even know how to pronounce that name, but 1917 and 1909. This one, Greece. I'm always curious to see if that was a mother and child. Let's look. Here's 1819 to 1897, so that was an older adult. Margaret with no, or Maggie with no date on it. And this is Samuel, so I might assume that that child might be the Maggie because of the no date. I'll walk across here. Here's a Ohio historical marker on this one when I get over here to it. This is considered the old section of Greenlawn. Most of the stones here are pre-20s, say 20s and before. There's some newer ones though. Like this one right here. This is a newer one. That's 71 and 64. But the majority of them are late 1800s, early 1900s. This is a newer mausoleum though. Let's take a gander. 2010, 2006. All right. Let's see. This thing says, in memory of Ovid Wilford Smith, who is buried here at 16. He enlisted as James Smith in the 2nd Ohio Volunteer Infantry Regiment and volunteered for the famous Andrews Raid to destroy Confederate supply lines. The raiders captured the General locomotive at Big Shanty, Georgia on April 12, 1862. Although Smith did not actually participate, He was equally recognized and received the Medal of Honor July 6, 1864. So I'm not for sure. Let's see if we can find out where that one is. Is that this one? Well, we'll assume we're right there. Let's move on. You know, one of my hobbies is family tree. That's what got me into cemeteries. And then I found out, you know, this is one of the best kept secrets in walking. If you have a large cemetery near your home, and also this is my joke. This is the #1 social distancing. Everyone here is 6 feet away. There's another one, wall cut, 1870, look like 1794 to 1870. But anyways, yeah, this is a great place to walk. People are just dying to get here. Some of the people that are buried here are actually, you can find streets named after them, like this one here, Deshler. Don't know for sure, but there's a Deshler Avenue here in Columbus. And you know, this is just one of many. You know, they don't make headstones like that anymore. It probably costs you a fortune to have something like that made today. I'm going to take you over here to a few famous and not so famous graves. Some that I've made videos on before. Actually, there's quite a few of them I've made videos on today. Now there's a neat one here. You know, there's like a seating area there. There's like 6 headstones. Come over and sit. We'll walk over here. You can answer me this question. If the family headstone is up there, does that mean that this stone here is they're buried there, or are they buried here? I would assume this is more like a footstone for them. Let me know what your thoughts are. I don't like to walk on someone's grave. But here again, there's the Goodspeed, and then here are the our group of stones. I would assume that they are in there. I've done a video on this before. This is Peter Sells. Him and his brothers had Sells Brothers Circus back in the 1800s. It was one of the largest circuses of that time, and they eventually sold out to Bailey, who was part of Barnum and Bailey, and then they were bought out by Ringling Brothers. So it's been around for a long time. Here's another one. This has always fascinated me. This is the gay mausoleum. But there again, on the thing it says wall cut. But I've always thought this place was fascinating. There again, must have cost a fortune to build that thing. And it's been here for probably at least 100 years. I don't know the dates on that one, but and here's like a chapel. I think I've been in there once. See that? It's like a pillar. Something's going on up here. This is the Hayden Mausoleum. We'll come back to that one. I don't know if you saw that. Somebody was like in black angel wings. We were just in time. So I've been off work for a couple of months with this thing going on, and oh, by the way, here's a, this is, I call this like Mausoleum Row, Millionaires Row. let's see, the pond. Originally the pond was a quarry that provided crushed gravel for the first roads in the cemetery. When this gravel was no longer needed, it was converted to a pond. In the original plan, a bridge was to connect it to a second pond in section 100, but that pond was never built. Water features were an important part of the rural cemetery movement and often had a more natural aesthetic than modern water features. Today, the pond is a hot spot for birds and contributes to our inclusion in an Audubon important bird area. And I don't know if you can see these ladies here from, wow, I don't know where that place is. Pretty cool though. You know what's amazing is that this place has been here since 1848. So, oh, look at all the bird feeders here. There's some kind of waterfall over there. Oh, yes, they built this just for me. Here is another video I've done before. Email Ambos. He was born like in 1845 and died in 1898. He had this statue made. It even includes fish and a fishing rod and a pail. I don't know if the sun's in the way there. This is all a bronze statue. Cost in I think it was built and done in 1900. There he is. I think this was built in 1902, 1901, 1902. About $5,000 to make that statue, and that's a real famous one in this cemetery. A lot of people come to see that one. And I'm going to take you up this one, then I'm going to go the other direction. This one is sort of like a, I think the name is Schumacher. And just take a look at the detail in this. Nothing on this side. I've never been over here on this side before, and now we know. There's nothing there. All right. I'm going to try to go back way over that way. Wolf. I think those might be the newspaper here in town, Columbus Dispatch. I think that was all owned by the Wolves. That's probably why they have such a big monument. Yeah, there again, that's just amazing. That monument's been there since 1901, 1902. That's like 120 years almost. Let's take a shortcut up this road here. I think this is going to get close to where we want to go, or at least be more appealing than walking up a road. Can't make out what that symbol is on that. You know, I joined the Masonic Lodge 1996, I think it was. And one of the things they asked us is, why do you want to be a member? And I was like, you know, people here in their graves, this is their final resting place. This is what, if you want them to know something about you, this is what it is. Wow, look at all these right here. Unknown soldier, unknown soldier, unknown, unknown. All these are unknowns. You know, that's very sad that these were probably all, oh, who knows what war. Well, 1865. So this is all from the Civil War. And all these soldiers are unknown. So how would you like to have a loved one that was fought in the war and never came home, and you don't know what happened to them? Well, they're probably, one of them's right here. Nathan Marin and his wife Madeline Marin, 1874 and 1883. This ball right there on that stone reminds me of the, I think it's called the Marin family plot in Marion, Ohio. I want to go up there and see that one. That's where the ball, actually, it's a big ball. It's like a 5,000 pound ball. Actually moves, it rotates. Some people know how, they think they know how they did it, but let's see. Bassett, 1905 and 1890. Anyways, they think that water gets down underneath the ball on the pedestal and freezes and contracts and makes it move. I mean, it's not detectable by the eye, but over the course of a year it'll move slightly. So, you know, some people think it's supernatural. Other people said it's done through, you know, freezing, thawing and freezing. And here's another thing up on this stone. This is IHS. Some people led me to believe that that is in his service, and I've also heard that IHS is a Greek spelling or some other spelling of Jesus. Comment below if you know what that is, but you'll see that quite a bit on these stones. IHS. I'm trying to think if we should go that way or go this way. I'm going to opt to go this way, and we'll circle back around that way. I'm trying to get to a famous person over here to show you. So anyways, what I was saying before the soldiers was, you know, this is your last testament on this earth. What these things say about you. And you constantly see, oh, like right here, let's go up here. This is a famous symbol right here. I don't know if you can see it, but this is the Woodmen of the world. You see that? You'll also see that's a newer one, because they used to make a tree stump. We'll find a tree stump here that's a Woodman of the world stone. Those people, I think, started from the Masonic Lodge, and they turned into, they're still around, Woodmen of the world. I think they're down in Texas or Oklahoma somewhere. I think they're an insurance company now, but yeah, if you was a member of the Woodmen of the world, that was one of the perks, was you got a stone when you died. And a lot of people see these and just think, you know, what is that? But if you start looking around, like here's another one. This is more rounded, Woodmen of the world. I hope you can see that. But you know, I kept seeing these tree stumps made out like to look like wood, and that's Woodmen of the world. Like I said, I think later on they quit doing the tree stumps and they just put the emblem on it. And then I think later, and maybe they even do it today, I think they just give you a voucher towards a stone, from what I read. But I've always thought it's interesting that some of the things that people put on their stones is the last testament to them. You know, like this one here. I'm not sure what those two symbols are. Sometimes they sort of look Masonic, but from what I've seen, that isn't. Let's see. We're in 45. Let's try over here. I have 3 different channels right now. One is Grave Concerns, which I post cemetery videos on. One is my channel for my weight loss, Barry Hughes, and the other one is on walking, which is called Walk Fit. I don't know if I'm going to keep that one up and just condense it down to Barry Hughes and the Grave Concerns, because I just do find this fascinating, and I get yeah, we're on the right path. I see it up here. We get the exercise and learn a little bit of history, find a few famous people. So I'm probably going to post this on at least 2, if not 3 of the channels. So up here, and the other day somebody told me that it was over here, so I walked every stone over through here looking for it. Couldn't find it, and I'm looking. I've got my grandson with me as we're doing it, and then I find out it's right across from me, a big old stone. This is Captain Eddie Rickenbacker. He was the most decorated World War I flying ace ever. And let's see, when did yeah, so these are all Rickenbackers here. But here he is. This is the stone back here. Died in 73. But yeah, but he was like the most decorated, I think, ever flying ace ever. And I think he actually raced race cars, like the Indy 500 race cars. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. And he also was the president of TWA Airlines, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure you'll correct me. But anyways, that's Eddie B. Rickenbacker. There's also a Rickenbacker Air Force Base not too far from here, named after him, of course. Let's see what. Really like these trees. Thank you. I like the sun, but I also like the shade. Like right here. Coal. What is F? Is that G? FGB? Looks like a knight. Is that a, not a Knights of Columbus maybe? I don't know. I wrote a book about 12 years ago. It was a joke book, but it wasn't about writing a book. It was more about, oh, here's another woodsman of the world. And I think that even tells you he was in Redwood Camp number 88. I wonder if that's like a lodge number that they belong to. Like I said, that might be something you've never heard of before, but yeah, Woodsmen of the World. It was like a little society that no one hardly today knows about, but man, the cemeteries are filled with their stones. But anyways, I wrote this book about 12 years ago. It was a joke book. You can still find it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. And the goal was to just write and publish a book. And you know, I got laughed at for writing a joke book, believe it or not. And I was like, it wasn't about the book itself and selling 1 million copies. It was more about the ability to, you know, check off a goal to write and publish a book. And I did it, but now I want to write another one. And another one I'd like to do, but I need to, you know, get more knowledge on is headstone inscriptions. It said, I can't see if you see it, there's another Woodsman of the World. And that one says Arbor Vitale Camp number 13. So that's a wholly different camp than that guy over there. Huh. And they're just everywhere if you really start looking at it, because right here's another one. Right there. Anyways, I keep digressing. I was thinking about writing a book about headstone inscriptions and deciphering what they mean, but I don't have all the knowledge. But I guess that would be part of the learning curve. I know some. I don't know enough to say, you know, what the symbols are to be an expert. Like I said, is this another Woodsman of the World? Let's go up here. Yeah, I can tell from here it's another Woodsman of the World. Like I said, it's like buying a car. Once you buy a car, then you start seeing everybody with that car. And once you start knowing what Woodsman of the World stones look like, then you start seeing them everywhere. I wonder, I've seen this bridge before. I wonder if it used to be old and you could drive like a Model A across it. But with today's modern cars, you see they got these stones blocking it now. They don't want you driving that car over this. So this does have brick. This is brick. So this has been here for a while. And you can see the stones back over there. So I don't know if this was a road underneath it. It seems to me in my mind that 20 or 30 years ago I had driven underneath this bridge. What does this say? Greenlawn, circa 1898. Greenlawn Bridge, circa 1898. So evidently that wasn't put in, that sign wasn't put in there, or they'd know what day it was. But anyways, that's pretty cool that that thing's over 100 years old in a cemetery. I see some people down there walking. Like I said, this isn't my ideal, but it is a great place to walk. You could, ain't nobody bothering you out here. Let's just walk through this cemetery here. Let's just take a shortcut. That's an unusual shaped stone. I don't know if there's any meaning into that. Here's what I mean by your Masonic emblems. So if you want one thing for everyone to know about you, it's that you're a member of a Masonic society. And that always intrigued me, is it like that's what you want everyone to know about you, is that you belong to this society. And that was one of the reasons I joined. I was like, there's got to be something to it if people are willing to put. We already looked at this one here, but I'm going to travel on through here. This is sort of interesting. Looks like sort of like a book. Interesting. This is actually, look over here, this is a new one. This is 2013. So that's rare in this cemetery to see anything past the 70s. Newer than the 70s. Gone, but not forgotten. 1847 to 1897. Beggar. Maggie. Maggie, I didn't forget you. You know, the sad part of this is like vandalism. It looks like this one's still pretty good shape for being this close to the ground. Died 1897. Looks like this was for someone else over here that was maybe never buried here. Another woodsman of the world. First, I'll just point out here. See, you'll see tons of crosses on stones. That is probably the most prevalent symbol. Look at this old road right here. This is like a whole concrete thing. Maybe it's a drain. Who knows? stained. See these broken. This place has been vandalized before. And it's probably not the last time either, unfortunately, but people do vandalize cemeteries for some unknown reason. They get a kick out of tearing up monuments. Now this one, I'm just walking over here to point out how it's a draped. There's significance about that urn being draped. Same thing with this here. You'll see this is draped over. Wow. I don't even want to rub my hand over it because it's like sandstone almost. And here's my question is, look at all this here. All this, there's no stones here. Either there's no one been buried here or whatever. I see one stone right there. And I just wonder why no one is buried there. Or maybe there is people buried there and there's just no stones. Here's another Masonic, the square and compass, and the letter G in the middle. That's another interesting thing. It's like draped over a book, a drape. And here's one I haven't seen before. It's like an axe in chains, and it says like FLT. Huh. If you know what that is, let me know. An axe with chains. And some of them, you know, if you ever see a stone that has no top, it looks like it's cut off. A lot of times they'll say that's a life cut short. Evan Hughes, almost with me except for add an E. But here, see, here's the difference. Hughs, but right here beside him is someone that spells it just like I spell my name. Although I don't think I'm related. I think we're going to go right through here. Here. Here's what I was talking about, an urn that is covered. Ew. Although these stones have been here, yeah, like I said, now this one here has only been here since 1990, Dorothy, in 1987, so those are sort of new. Here's an 82, so this section's sort of newer. But I've always have a fear of walking over a stone and it caving in. But I'm thinking, with all the rain of all the lawnmowers and things that have been over this. There's one. Captain Jacob F. Herring, born June 1, 1827, died June 17, 1888. His wife died in 1906. I wonder what he was a captain of. Civil War or earlier. There's a, like I said, you start spotting these round with a tree stump in the middle of the Woodmen of the world. I've been talking about that all through this video, but man, there's tons of them. And then like that one over there, it's a big one. Tower has the Masonic emblem on it. 1916, 1903, 1889, 1912, 1891. So there's a whole family buried there. Like I said, somebody thought it was important enough to put the Masonic emblem on it. And there's a couple crosses. Another covered urn on that monument. Here's one you don't see. It's like a T. I bet you that was a cross that got tore off. That's what that was. That's a shame. Alright, there's people here. I'll be quiet. Here, we'll take a detour. See, I'm thinking right here, this used to have something else on top of it. Something else used to set up here. But there again, it's draped. Oh, this is another interesting stone. We've seen this one before. It's like it's made to look like a book. This is made to look like a book, but I don't know what this looks like. This is some kind of little building or something. Huh. Cool. That's a weird colored old stone there. Monument. I'm going to take you down here to this statue of the little boy. There again, this stone right here is huge with a urn covered. This is Money Penny. That thing's 20-some feet tall. Mary Robbins. That's right here's her grave. Sort of a neat looking headstone there. It's got different names on it. There again, I'm assuming that the people are buried. That's a footstone. Let me know what you think. If that's the headstone, I'll be more careful where I'm walking. I try to be anyway, but it's sort of hard to figure it out. Oh, these people are driving by. If they're out here looking, they're going to miss what I'm going to show you. This is one of the saddest stones, but it's one of the most popular stones here in Greenlawn. And this is George A., son of E. A. and S. A. Blount, born 1867, died 1873. You see the people. Let me get all the people leave all kinds of little toys, little toy dinosaurs, a car here. They used to put baseball caps on him all the time, and they got a sign here now. Tells you George A. Blount, Georgie Blount was 5 when he fell from a banister in the family-owned American House Hotel on February 7th, 1873. Striking his head on an iron stove. He passed away on February 14th. The community mourned the loss of this well-known and well-loved child, and this monument was made from a portrait painted shortly before his death. At some point, it became a tradition to leave toys or to dress little Georgie in seasonal clothing. Today, in order to preserve this special monument, we ask that clothing or toys be left in our little Georgie box in the office, where they will be donated in his name to Columbus children who need them. Thank you for your cooperation and your generosity. So yeah, I used to come down here all the time, and there'd be a different baseball hat on him almost every time you came. So people evidently have stopped doing that because they put that sign up, and hopefully they donate it. I've thought about it, but I haven't donated, but I will. I'm gonna put that on my to-do list. But that's about it here. We're gonna walk back over this hill here and hopefully find my car. Thanks for walking with me today. I hope you found it entertaining, relaxing, educational, or funny. All 1, 3, or all 4. And I don't even know if that was 4. But I hope you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow it just as another something to do. On my very huge channel, I really need to focus on losing weight, because I'm trying to not be here any faster than possible, you know. Hopefully I can get another 30-40 years out of this body, but not at the rate I'm going. So walking is my means to an end, one of it, to try not to be here any sooner than possible. Then on my grave concerns channel, you know, this is, I seem to be attracted to this cemetery more than any other. But one, it's not too far from the house. Two is, I really do like walking this cemetery. And three, it was such a nice day out. There's not going to be that many more nice days this year. Look at this. I also would like to do some things about these statues, where they, you know, I've heard some people talk about these come clear from Italy, that they used to have people that would sculpt these. Like that one's missing maybe some fingers, but still, for 120 years old. Oops. This also makes you ponder things in life. What is the difference between, say, Ezra Willard here? Ezra, I'm sure I'm one of the first people in years that has even mentioned your name or even visited your grave, which is, we won't even go there whether it's sad or not. It's just a fact of life. That's what happens. But you know, you have somebody here like Gulky Comstock, born in 1854. No, he died in 1854. And Margaret died in 1855. So yeah, this is 150. Let's see, 150 years old. But what makes a person have a nice stone like this? And then over here is Oscar. Died evidently during the Civil War, 1864. 20 years old, roughly. Where you got somebody here with just a small headstone. So I'm rambling, but that's my point, is what is important in life to you. I just hate to think that I was born, I lived, took up space, and died without making some kind of contribution to society. Here's John McDowell. That reef, that's some significance. I can't remember. Born in Kentucky in 1780. So that's fairly old. There's another one of an urn. Oh, that's actually, I think, his too, or family. Oh, I was almost going to pass it up. Back here's the car. All right, I think I'll stop here. All right, guys, thanks a lot for hanging around and walking with me. Just remember to like, comment, subscribe, and remember, I'll see you later. Bye.